Boom. What's up guys, my name's Asher, people know me as Odde. I'm a producer engineer at Castle Road Studios, and today I'm going to show you how to stack dub vocals on a pop record. So today we're going to work on a song that I tracked and mixed. The song is called Butterflies by Patrick CC and UNOWAY. So let's dive into the part that I'm working on, the hook. So that's the hook. I had to play the whole hook because I really love this song. This is a super fun song. And the main reason it's fun is because the energy that you hear in the vocals. You can bring out so much more energy in vocals when you stack the vocals. Now people think that stacking is just harmonizing. You can also sing the exact line, the exact same way you sung the lead vocal, multiple ways. And every time you add a new layer, you add more depth and more texture and more width to your vocals. So on this record in particular, we have 16 stacks of background dubs just on the hook. And the reason why we did this is because the producer and the artist were very adamant at making these vocals as big and as energetic as possible. They wanted it to cut through anywhere. They wanted people to hear the song in any environment and recognize it. So I felt like the best way to do that is to stack it as many times as we can until it sounds as big as we want it. Now on the tracking process, we recorded the song in 2 days. The first whole day was a 10-hour to 12-hour session, and we recorded only the lead vocals for the verse and the hook in that 10 hours because we were writing at the same time. And on the second day, it took us about 8 hours just stacking all the vocals. Because even though they're gonna be in the background and they're gonna be much quieter and they're gonna be masked with multiple vocals on top of each other, that does not mean that they don't have to be perfect recordings. They need to be perfect recordings every single time. So it took us a long time to make sure we liked every single recording. Every single audio file you see here, we loved them. And we didn't move on until we loved them. And as you can see, it's quite a bit. So I'm gonna turn off the beat real quick and just show you what the lead vocals sound like with the dubs. Butterflies, you give me that feeling that I can't deny. Show me something real, I wanna make you mine. I don't wanna... Right? So it's very wide, very pretty. A lot of reverb on this. In fact, this pop song, we wanted it to sound as clean, as crisp as possible, so there is a lot of processing on here. Almost more processing than I've ever done on a record before. We're very close to breaking a record on this one. So let's put the beat back on, and let's take a listen to the song without the dubs. Right? This time I'm gonna play it without the dubs, and I'm gonna turn them on and see if you notice the difference. Obviously, if you have headphones and speakers, this is gonna be much easier to notice, but I honestly feel like this might be a big enough change that you can hear even on phone speakers. Right? So there's really a big difference. It doesn't come out and grab you. It just adds this width and almost puts a jacket on the vocals and just makes it bigger, right? And that was exactly what we were looking for. That is exactly what we wanted. I think we achieved it solely just from stacking it. Now, if you notice, there is not a lot of harmonies. There is a whole bunch of dubs that are just straight exactly how he sung the lead vocal. Let me turn off the beat again and show you the lead vocal. Butterflies. And then here is just the dubs. Butterfly, you give me that feeling that I can't deny. So he's not singing in different tones. He's not singing in different registers. He's singing exactly how he sung the lead vocals, but we did 16 stacks of it on top of the one recording for his lead vocals. So 17 UNOWAY singing the exact same thing basically. So let me show you how I routed these. So you can obviously see that I'm color grading stuff to keep it a little more simple for me. And I do hardly any processing on the actual audio track. If you can see, a lot of these are pretty thinned out. Nothing crazy. right? So they're pretty thin, no boosting on any high end, just rolled off that low end, right? And a little bit of tune, right? And he's a pretty good singer. He's actually a very talented singer, and I didn't have to do a whole bunch of correction, let the vibrato on. So that's all I did here, and every single one of these are paying left, right, left, right, left, right to get it with width. I know some people like to do it in the middle and stuff. We just wanted it to be a wide spread, right? Where the lead vocals are in the middle and all these beautiful dubs are outside dancing around. All 16 of these stacks that are panning left and right get routed straight in to this green bus right here, the stereo bus, labeled dub bus, And I'll show you what I did on this chain. So we have a little more surgical EQ, right? We're taking out some frequencies I didn't like. We have a de-esser at 6200. We have some pretty harsh compression. You can see it really slamming back, and I don't know why. I wouldn't do this on a real LA2A. Something about the waves, CLA2A. I love slamming it on certain things, especially background vocals. I love almost, I would say, over compressing. I don't know why, but it adds a little bit more low end, and it also makes it brighter. It just kind of turns up all that lower sibilance just like a compressor should, but it has such a perfect tone to it. I love the Wave CLA2A for background vocals, especially when I want to crunch something. So that's exactly what we did. Then I had another Pro Q taking out some mid-range and a few more bright frequencies, probably some sibilances. Shaping SSL. If you're paying enough attention, you can see on the hook bus for the lead vocals, it's pretty similar. I'm even using the same plugins, and I'm using the SSL channel to shape my lead vocals. I'm doing the same thing on the background vocals, right? I have a gate, I have a doubler to kind of gain even more width than we already had. I had another de-esser because I like to compress these background vocals so much. I think it did cause a little bit of sibilance issues, and I took care of that with a secondary de-esser. And since I had to use two de-essers on a chain, that's very rare for me, I decided to brighten it back up with the fresh air. Now let's check out the reverb sends. So we have the primary reverb that we're using on the lead vocals and the primary delay that we're using on the lead vocals as well. Remember, we want to mix these very similar to lead vocals. We want to treat these dubs like it's the lead vocal because he's singing exactly what he sung in the lead vocals on these background vocals. I want the same reverb on it. I want the same delay on it. I don't want to cause any weird phasing or make it sound too muddy or make it sound like there's too much reverb. I want it very simple. Now, one thing I will show you is the lead vocals have quite a bit of reverb. In fact, there's two different tones of reverb on it and there's two different tones of delay on it, right? When I'm doing dubs and background vocals, I usually do much less reverb and delay than there is on the lead vocals. In this case, I actually did more reverb than I usually do because we wanted this vocal to feel spacey and dreamy. You can see on the delay, I didn't do much at all because we have enough delay on the lead vocals already. You got to remember that there's delay on these vocals already from the lead vocals, so you don't want to add too much. You got to keep in mind what's going on in the rest of the song. Now, is it important to stack this many vocals on every single song you record? No, you absolutely don't have to. If you want to, go ahead. This could be your signature sound. Who knows? The only thing that I know for sure is that you have to take a different approach to every song, depending on what the artist wants, depending on what the artist sounds like, depending on what the producer wants, depending on what genre the song is. And it's really fun to get out of your comfort zone and try something you've never done before. So if you haven't stacked this many vocals on a song, I'd advise you to try it and see what it does. Because I've learned from engineering in hundreds of sessions that it's always better to have too much than too little. You can always take out what you don't like. You never want to be in the mix session and think, man, I really wish we did a few more stacks. You know, it would have been so much better. So have fun with it and make sure that the artist you're with, make sure the producer you're with, make sure you're all having fun, because I promise you, the fun that you're having in the studio, people are going to hear that in the song. People are going to hear the fun that you had while recording it. That's super important. Energy is a huge part of music. So hopefully this helped you. And if it didn't help you, I hope it entertained you. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you look at our other videos, and we have more videos coming every Friday. So check us out, and I'll see you again.